I don't know if I can go on like this.
You know I can't do this episode without you.
I don't care what the producers say. I
need you. Every episode needs 2 hosts.
You never said that to me before. Welcome to another episode of Eatbook Vlogs. I'm Leah.
And I'm Nick, and today we are going to be checking out K-drama cafes. These are cafes that have appeared in K-dramas before in Korea. So I'm curious to find out what the food is like.
For me, I don't really watch too many K-dramas, but I know like the popular ones like Goblin, Descendants of the Sun. And I heard that some of the scenes from these particular K-dramas were filmed in the exact shops and cafes in Korea itself. So are you ready?
Let's go. So for our first stop, we are here at Orchard Gateway at Coffeesmith. They have another outlet at Blvd and it's actually 24 hours.
Coffeesmith is a popular chain store in Korea and they filmed a very famous Korean drama called It's Okay That's Love.
이런 게 아주 얼굴가 파괴생겼다. Oh my god.
You get a sandwich or you get the croissant, right? You can get the drinks, which is the coffee, tea or 8 at 50% off here.
Here in front of us, we have the smoked salmon croissant, the CROQUE MONSIEUR, which is a grilled cheese, a latte, a rainbow cake, and a strawberry 8. First up, we're going to try the dish that I am most excited for because cheese, the CROQUE MONSIEUR. Oh my lord,
yeah,
look
just
at
touch it, touch like the... yeah, am I going to eat this now?
Yeah, this one yours.
Just touch everything with your hands.
The toast is very fluffy. The thing is, there's more than one type of cheese here. So if I'm not wrong, right, inside you have like cheddar, and then at the top it tastes like
mozzarella?
Yeah, mozzarella or like Swiss. And the ham is like not overly salty and doesn't taste processed. To me, this is like ideal breakfast.
If you buy it as a set, right, I think it's quite worth it because they put really a lot of ingredients inside, so it's worth the price.
So this is actually $8.90. It's like Starbucks price but more worth it. Okay, so for our next dish, we are going to try the smoked salmon croissant. This one I also will use hand, but for the sake of being civilized, I will use utensils.
No, but you eat the hand that's so big to put in your mouth, right?
Hand big,
Wow, there's a lot of salmon.
The smoked salmon is very light on your palate.
Yeah.
It's nothing like, wow, mind-blowingly amazing, but I think it's a good breakfast lah. So this is actually like $12.90 and for the amount of salmon you get, I think it's even more worth it than the CROQUE MONSIEUR.
Because actually when you buy smoked salmon in general, the price
it's quite
is always...
pricey already.
Yeah, they always like plus $4 to add smoked salmon. I think it's very important that we try the coffee because it's Coffeesmith. I know you don't like sugar, I already put sugar inside.
Leah added sugar into the coffee without asking me first.
I just like, oh my god, I want to put and drink coffee, I just pour the sugar inside. I got very excited.
Sugar with my coffee.
Okay. Maybe I'll buy you another coffee later.
I'm stealing producer's coffee now. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
It's a very well-made cup of latte.
I think that you'll beat like Starbucks any day lah. And also the price is comparable to Starbucks. So this latte is like $6.50. Obviously if you buy the set, right, it'll be 50% off. It's super worth.
The milk is properly frothed.
Yes.
You still get some nice latte art. The beans that they use seem to be quite nicely roasted. And
you also pay for like, I mean the ambiance that you sit down comfortably, everything, and you have a meal. So here we have the rainbow cake. So this is actually $8.50, which to me is a little bit pricey, but let's try it to see whether it's worth it or not.
There's something oddly satisfying about
slicing through all layers.
They actually use a cream cheese frosting. That helps because it doesn't make it like overly sweet.
I think the texture of the cake is quite fluffy. When you eat it, it like melts in your mouth. You know what this would be good for? Birthday cake. Nowadays, people celebrate birthdays, right? They don't buy the entire cake because nobody eats the entire cake.
But if you ask me whether I will order it again, probably no. This is the strawberry 8. It's essentially like a sparkling strawberry flavoured drink. Very easy to drink. I just realised that we haven't reviewed it, but I've been drinking it. The proportion for the sparkling water and syrup, quite spot on. Not overly sweet as well. Yee, got your lipstick.
Aiya, never mind what. Then how?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Okay, so we're done here at Coffeesmith. For our first stop, I think not bad. The ambience here is very nice. A lot of the staff are Korean.
Yes.
And then they speak to you with a Korean accent or in Korean. So like you really feel like you are, wow, I'm in Korea right now.
I think the coffee is great. The deal on the meal is super good, especially if you're here for like a longer period. Maybe you like want to do some studying or reading.
Okay, so now that we're done with Coffeesmith, our next stop, we're going to be heading to Dal.komm Coffee. Let's go.
우리 사랑한다는 말 서로 한 번도 안 하고
말로 안 하고 몸으로 했잖아요. 우리 진짜 사랑한다는 말도 안 하고 손잡고 키스하고 막 다 했네. 와 대박. 대담해.
아주 못하는 말이 없습니다.
못한 말은 있죠?
그 못한 말 한번 해봅니다. 사랑해요.
사랑해요.
Okay, so right now we are at our second stop, Dal.komm Coffee. They are more known for their dessert, bingsu, drinks. Yeah. We have a couple of drinks in front of us. This is the summer berry mixture, honey grapefruit, and strawberry cube. And the honey grapefruit, I'm quite excited because they actually use the bingsu machine to make this drink.
I'm just wondering like how on earth they did that with the drink. It's quite cool.
It's like a whole grapefruit here. Anyway, aside from the cold drinks, they also have the hot drinks. This is
rose latte.
Rose latte.
And this is the regular cafe latte.
The vibes here, right? Very legit Korean. Because like a lot of Koreans here.
I think it's because it's a familiar brand, so I'm not surprised that there'll be more Koreans here.
So for our first drink, we're going to be trying the summer berry mixture. It looks very refreshing. I think that's what they are trying to bring across.
It's like a smoothie.
There's yogurt inside.
You know your yogurt melt, then you eat.
Yeah.
When it's melted already.
Oh, I like this. Reminds me of NS. Because the cookhouse always give the marigold mixed berry yogurt. Like a more atas version.
This drink costs $8. Honestly, it's a bit pricey, especially if you drink it and you get a reminder of like marigold yogurt.
Okay, so for our next drink, this is the honey grapefruit. This is $8.90. So apparently there's a layer of ice underneath the grapefruit, which is probably what's keeping it like afloat. To me, it's a bit underwhelming. They are very generous, of course, with the actual grapefruit. They use fresh fruit. But beyond that, right, taste-wise, nothing mind-blowing.
I'm not a huge fan of grapefruit. I think the honey tones down the sourness, so it makes it way more drinkable. I wouldn't personally buy this because it's a bit troublesome. But it's a unique concept, so let's drink it and then you try to eat the grapefruit. Oh, they cut it up so it's easy for you to eat. Then it's also troublesome.
Okay, it's fresh lah. I think in between meals or maybe like after a heavy meal, if you come in and drink this, then it will probably like
cleanse your palate.
Yeah.
Warning. Gross content ahead.
Cleaning the metal straw.
Not it's very unappealing.
Okay, it's ready. For our next drink, this is the strawberry cube.
Very nice and aesthetic just now with the strawberries placed at the top.
On top got strawberry, throughout the drink got smaller strawberry. This is my favorite drink so far. The tiny strawberry bits inside, they puree actual strawberry.
It tastes like the freeze-dried strawberries have been grounded and then put into a paste and then they have real strawberries on top.
Even though it's milk, right, it's not too heavy. It feels quite light and because of the strawberry taste, quite refreshing also. But the only thing is that this is $8.50, so it's not very cheap as well. The raw ingredients wise doesn't seem to really justify the price tag lah.
I think this is like the middle ground from the summer
berry mixture
and the honey grapefruit.
Yeah. So now we're moving on to the hot drinks. We're going to be trying the regular latte right now. I think they really take pride in their coffee here lah. To be honest, right, I actually prefer the coffee at Coffeesmith. The taste of the coffee there is a bit stronger.
It's more milky. The additional amount of milk doesn't like downgrade like the coffee itself or the latte itself lah. I think it's just a different taste.
Like if you're someone who like doesn't really want that strong a coffee taste, then this might be better for you lah. Okay, so for our last drink, this is the rose latte.
Yeah.
So the difference between this and a regular latte, aside from the latte art, is that this comes with like rose essence.
I'm not a huge fan of rose/bandung, but I'm interested to try and also because rose tattoo doesn't match the latte art.
Wow.
Not bad, right?
So Instagrammable.
When you bring it close to your nose, you can smell it already. I was a bit thrown off.
It's actually a lot sweeter than I thought it would be.
I think it's really the syrup.
Rose syrup. The rose taste itself isn't very strong.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just like a hint. Like
Rose.
instead, I'm quite surprised at how well rose essence goes with coffee.
Yeah, to put like rose essence in coffee, that's something that you will never think of or never hear of lah. And it's definitely sweeter than the normal latte. So go for this if you are more for the sweeter kind of coffee.
So now we have moved on to the desserts. This is a matcha bingsu. Wow, like them intense. Got mochi lah. Got red bean lah, almond flakes,
ice
cream, and apparently there's another layer of red bean below.
Yeah.
This is $15.90. So personally, right, I'm not a fan of bingsu, not because I don't like the taste, but because of the price.
Considering that they give you like 2 layers of red bean plus the bingsu plus the ice cream, right? I think that's quite worth because I know some other bingsu outlets they sell like $17, $18 for one bingsu.
The shaved ice is really very smooth. Yeah,
you can see right when I scrape the line here, right? You can't even like see the shavings of ice. I like green tea, so I like this a lot.
I think that the mochi adds a very, very nice touch.
You eat the mochi already, man?
Yeah. I had mochi with it.
So fast.
The mochi is sesame flavoured. I didn't think that sesame would really actually go well with matcha. And the red bean, right, is damn nice. It's very, very sweet and you can actually taste the red bean.
Okay, Nick, so how do you think this cafe was?
I feel like Dal.komm Coffee, right, this is a good place for after dinner. There's quite a nice variety.
You know how the drinks are like kind of like dessert also? They are quite filling. There's some sweetness and fruity taste to it. So I think definitely if you're thinking about a dessert but in an easier drinkable form, go for the drinks here.
I've got something to tell you. It's been on my mind since the start of this episode. At the start, I didn't know what to expect.
But we tried.
Please, let me finish. I'm not sure how to start.
You can just end it here. You go your way and I'll go mine.
But the producers, what will the viewers think?
Nick.
Wait! We still got to do the outro. So Leah, what do you think of the 2 K-drama cafes that we went to today?
I love the ambience at the cafes. I feel that I can go there and chill for like a couple of hours with my friends. I think it gives me the same vibe as how I went to Korea.
Oh.
And you know, the stores are quite similar to the ones I brought to Singapore.
Right.
So I feel like, you know, throw back to Korea.
Actually, I was quite surprised because at the start of this episode, right, I thought like a bit gimmicky. But it turns out if I was judging them based on like being a cafe alone without the whole K-drama thing, right,
Yeah.
still worth visiting. And the 2 cafes that we went to, they are very different as well. So Dal.komm, of course, it's more focused on like, you know, your coffee, drinks and your dessert. While a Coffeesmith is more for like breakfast, starting your day with a nice meal. So thanks for watching this episode of Eatbook Vlogs. If you like this video, you can watch our other videos over there.
And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye!
Bye!